Imagine your favorite character, someone you know and love from their own world. Maybe a brave hero, a funny friend, or a clever detective. Now picture what happens if they suddenly wake up in a completely different place. Maybe the hero ends up in a bustling city full of strangers, or the funny friends finds themselves in a quiet, lonely forest. Would they still act the same way, or would they change as they try to fit into this new world? This isn't just about switching one backdrop from another. The setting itself is like a hidden character in every story. It can shape how your favorite character feels, how they make decisions, and even what kind of problems they face. A sunny, cheerful town might bring out their playful sides, while a dark, stormy castle could push them to be more cautious or brave. By looking at how the environment affects them, we can learn so much more about who they really are beyond the surface. Even places like that look quiet or unimportant can actually have a big impact on every character's do and how they feel. For example, in the Hunger Games, the country of Panem is more than just a backdrop. It shapes everything the character thinks and decides. Panem is split into rich and poor area, with the capital living in luxury while the districts struggle. This unfair setup makes Katniss feel angry and protective of her loved ones. When the capital forces her into the games of her choice, like forming alliances or standing up against the rules, are driven by how unfair and controlling Panem is. The place itself pushes her to fight for freedom, showing that even a setting that seems fixed and solid can secretly guide the story and the character's heart. Some stories take place in special settings that feel alive, almost like another character in the story. They are called living settings. The chance and respond to what is happening, making the story more exciting and sometimes scary. For example, in The Haunting of the Hill House, the house itself seems to have a mind of its own. It creaks, shifts, and plays trick, making the character feel uneasy. As the story moves forward, the house feels like it is watching and reacting to everything. Living settings help pull readers into the world of the story because they are always changing and full of surprises. Discussing how specific setting can embody themes and internal struggles, like the desolate wasteland reflecting despair in Mad Max Fury Road and fear inside themselves. Sometimes the place where a story happens can actually cause problems for the characters, almost like it's a bad guy itself. For example, in The Revenant, the wild forest and the freezing snow make life very hard for the main character. The cold, undangerous animals and rough land all get in his way, creating big challenges he has to fight to survive. This shows how the setting can be an obstacle that creates trouble and makes the story exciting. Analyzing how unique setting can create opportunities for specific plot devices or twists, like the confined spaces of submarine in Das Boot. When we looked at how special or unique places are used in stories, we can see how they create chances for exciting events or surprises. Imagine a submarine, like in the movie Das Boot. A submarine is very small and closed in, with narrow hallways and no way to escape to the outside quickly. Because of this, the characters are always close together and the danger feels very real and immediate. Even a small problem like leaking or running out of air can turn into a big dramatic moment. So this kind of setting make the audience feel intense because anything can happen and there is no easy way out. Think of classic journey stories when characters step from their everyday world into a strange or magical place. It often marks the story of an adventure or a turning point in their life, like when a traveler leaves sunny fields and enter a dark, stormy mountain pass. You can almost feel that something important is coming. By paying attention to where the story moves, you can see how the setting quickly tells us about the character's growth and the plot's big twist. Sensory detail is all about using words that help people imagine how a place looks, sounds, smells, tastes, or feels like. When you add sensory detail to your writing, it makes the reader feel like they're actually there in the story. For example, instead of just saying the garden was nice, you can say the garden smelled of fresh roses, the soft grass tickled my feet, and I could hear bees buzzing around the bright yellow flowers. So this way your reader can see, hear, and even feel the garden in their mind. Using sensory details is like giving your audience to ticket to step into your story world. Describing colors, sounds, textures, and smells makes your setting come alive. So it's friendly way to invite them in and keep them hooked until the end of your story. When we read a story, the place and the time it happens in can quickly make the story much richer, even if the author doesn't say everything out loud. For example, in The Great Gatsby, the book is set during the Jazz Age. The author doesn't explain what the jazz is, but we can feel it through the parties, the music, and the way people act. The fancy clothes, the excitement, and the love of money all show us the mood of the time. These cultural and historical details give the story extra flavor and make us understand the character better without needing a long explanation. When you create a story, even if it is full of magic, dragons, or the strange new worlds, it is important to keep things consistent. This means the rules of your world should stay the same from the finish to start. For example, if a character can fly using a spell in the chapter 1, they should not suddenly forget or change how that spells work unless there is a clear reason. When your world follows its own rule, readers can believe in it more, even if it is completely made up. Consistency helps your audience feel comfortable, enjoy the adventure, and stay fully lost in your story without getting confused or distracted. Beyond visual, sounds, and atmosphere, let's talk about the sounds in a place that we sometimes forgot to notice that how they can make us feel certain emotion. For example, think about the movie Gravity. In the space, there is almost no sound, just quiet, empty silence. This silence makes us feel nervous and a little scared because it feels so lonely and dangerous. On the other hand, small sounds like a soft beep or a distant crack can suddenly feel huge and important. These quiet audio details help create mood and tension without us even realizing. By paying attention to these sounds, filmmakers can make us feel like we are really there, floating in the space with the characters. Lighting and weather are like the mood changer in a story. Bright, sunny lightning often make a scene feel happy or peaceful, while dark or dim light can make it feel scary or sad. Weather works the same way. A sudden storm can warn us that something bad might happen, and a clear blue sky can mean everything is calm and safe. Author and filmmakers use these tools to give us a hint about what is coming next in the story and to make us feel the same emotion as the character. In this way, lighting and weather are like silent storytellers, guiding our feeling as we follow the events. Sometimes our story can feel powerful even when it doesn't describe the usual places or surroundings. When the writer leaves out familiar details like what the room looks like, where the sun is, or the what's around the character, it can make us feel a little lost. This feeling of emptiness or confusion can pull the reader in, almost like they are stepping into a mysterious blank space. By not giving the usual setting clues, the story creates a sense of surprise and curiosity, which makes the moment even more memorable. Let us talk about the guide for aspiring writers on how to create settings that feel alive and fit perfectly into your story. Number 1, start with research. Look for a picture, articles, or videos about the place you want to write about. If it is a real city, learn what the streets, weathers, and local life are alike. If it's imaginary, find inspiration from the nature, movies, or books. So this helps you gather a lot of ideas. Brainstorming your world. Write down everything that comes to mind about your setting. What it looks like, smells like, and sounds like. Imagine walking around it. Ask yourself, what would I see first? What's happening around me? So this makes your setting feel real and exciting. Make it part of the story. Don't just describe the place. Let your character interact with it. Maybe the rain makes someone sleep, or the sunset makes them pause and think. Your setting should affect the story and the characters, and add small details. Little things bring your settings to life. A squeaky door, the smell of fresh bread, or the cool wind at night can make your reader feel like they are really there. Keep checking your work. After writing, read your story and see if the setting adds to the mood and action. Make sure it doesn't slow down the story but helps reader imagine the world easily. Some fun and easy exercises to help you create amazing and unbelievable settings for your stories. Draw a map or a diagram. Take a piece of paper and sketch the location where your story happens. It doesn't have to be perfect. Add simple details like trees, houses, rivers, shops, or anything your characters might see. So this will help you picture the world cheerfully or imagine the place. If you can, go to the place that feels similar to your story setting. Look around, listen to the sounds, and notice the smells. If you can't visit, moment, close your eyes and imagine yourself walking there. Think about what the ground feels like under your feet and what you see around you. Use all 5 senses. Write a short list of what someone might see, hear, smell, touch, and even in that location. For example, a forest might have chirping birds, the cool rough bark of trees, and the fresh smell of pine. Describe a day in that place. Imagine what happens there from morning to night. Does the light change? Are there people or animal moving around? What will make the setting feel alive? So give your setting a story. Think about the history or secrets your location might have. Maybe an old house once belonged to a sailor, or a lake hides a local legend. These little details make the place feel real and interesting. So these exercises are playful and easy, and they help you bring your story world to life. Think about the place where your favorite stories happen. Is it a dark forest, or a busy city, or a quiet little village? So these settings are not just backgrounds, they help the story come alive. And a spooky castle can make you feel scared, when a sunny breeze can make you feel happy and relaxed. Try asking yourself questions like, why did the writer choose this place, or how does this setting change the way the character acts? So when you notice these details, you start to see how powerful a story's setting really is. It's like a secret tool that makes the story more exciting and fun to explore. So if you enjoyed this content, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to stay updated with our latest posts and videos. Your support helps us keep creating great content for you.